Now, as a 6-foot, incredibly buff, handsome, chiseled Adonis, I don't really have any abilities except for the power to lift up entire cars, walk in any room, and take a bitch with ease. These are just the gifts God's given me to be better than niggas, and I honestly can't help it. However, in the world of comics, these wouldn't do me any good. I used to think that as a kid it would be so great to live alongside my fellow heroes, but I never processed the fact that I would just be straight up civilian. And a civilian in the world of comics is a synonym for the word fodder. Your days are numbered, and I mean literal days. Your life expectancy going to a comic book world can go from 73 to 3 to 5 business days before you get packed up with Amazon shipping. Now you might be saying, oh, Tari, buddy, pal, friend on Nintendo, I'm Buck, I'm real, I'm realer than real. You mad pussy for real, moving straight feline, cause me, personally, I'd have had that handle.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
Okay, first off, you're lying. And secondly, if you think you're not, congratulations on your promotion at Lids, bro. Because you're selling straight fucking cat. In the world of comics, your ass is grass and everything around you is named John fucking Deere. Every single comic book world is terrible. Terrible, I say. The absolute worst place to live. Which is why I've assembled a list of the 3 worst places to live in all the comics. Let's get into it. First stop on our journey is New York City, aka the Big Apple, the place where anything can happen and you can get the best bacon, egg, and cheese. Marvel's New York is a lot like that, pretty much exactly the same prices on everything, so you're still going to be paying $1,300 a minute for a gerbil cage at Petco, but that's fine. It's New York City living, baby.
Hey, I'm a rat! I ain't no snitch!
And ideally, you would want to be able to spend this large amount of money and enjoy your life within the big city. However, you can't. That 6-month lease you just signed for that 2x3-inch flat downtown, sorry Playboy, Iron Man got launched through the window, so that 6 month is looking a lot more like a 6-minute lease. I mean, I just wanted to be able to drive around town, but the Incredible Hulk apparently needed to use my 03 Honda Civic as a pair of fucking boxing gloves. Why? First off, you can punch through planets, Big Green. Why do you need a pair of gloves? What is the front bumper and muffler of my car gonna do that your world-breaking hands cannot? Even the alternate timelines suck. They have everything from a zombie plague to Galactus deciding to do his best way to make Chief Keef proud by blowing up New Jersey.
We're gonna come and blow New Jersey up. Bang, bang.
Next comic book world we have is the world of... Now, Invincible is my favorite comic book story ever written, and possibly the best one ever fucking told. I've loved it since I was a teenager. I've read all 144 issues 7 times, and it is my expert opinion that there's actually really nothing wrong with being a civilian in this world. As a matter of fact, the whole thing itself is incredibly wholesome. It's just a story of a father teaching his son very valuable lessons, such as human anatomy and his growing body. Relationship advice.
I do love your mother, but she's more like a pet to me.
A pet?
Touring the city and navigating your way through downtown. And since they live in a big city, it's important that he learns how to take the subway. Yeah, there's nothing wrong here at all.
Something's in my ass.
Oh my god, why the fuck do people live here? If variety is truly the spice of life, then I would like to submit a notion to rename Gotham to Flavortown. The obituaries for Gotham's newspaper has to look like the fucking Cheesecake Factory menu. On every single corner of this city, there is at least 13 different serial killers. Well, I mean, they're criminals, so obviously you need to rehabilitate criminals. My brother in Christ, these are not criminals. These are monsters from the depths of hell itself. Unlike in Metropolis, when you see Superman flying overhead and you know that you're safe and secure, the bat signal just reminds you like, oh, Shit.
Here we go again.
You might as well roll the dice, because it's either a chemical warfare attack or the Joker's got a nuke and he's feeling frisky. Gotham is home to an immortal terrorist assassin, Ike and Tina Turner, Ben Shapiro as Jigsaw, Frankenstein's monster, an Owl City song, Dr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Saul Burntman, Jeff Dunham, Blackface, Peppa Pig, pedophile in a top hat, a pedophile with an eye patch, a fuckable ficus, also from Snowfall, Danny DeVito, Dr. Miami, Jehovah's Hit List, and my personal favorite, the Bird Illuminati. A pretty S-tier cream of the crop, creme de la creme of every single way you can turn your little casual playthrough of the game of life into a full-on fucking speedrun. There is no way that you can survive in Gotham, because the list of villains that I just said is a fraction of what there is to contend with. Those are all relatively S to A tier people. There's still the lesser motherfuckers like Condiment King or Killer Moth that can run up on you. Congratulations, you're the guy who's having a closed casket funeral because some psycho in a pickle suit came along and filled you to the brim with Heinz ketchup. Whoop-de goddamn do.
Judges.
The world of DREDD, or as I like to call it, the horrible baby that Gotham and good old Fallout New Vegas had, is a nightmarish post-apocalyptic nuclear hellscape. You have to keep in mind that everything westward of your entire way of life is filled to the brim with radiation that is not contained and slowly seeping into your areas of living and giving you cancer. Not ideal, but hey, don't worry, you won't have to suffer long, because before the cancer gets you, one of the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of criminals within the city will get you, because this place is home to over 400 million people, which makes the condition cramped. Dense. You can barely move without bumping into someone who smells like 10 pounds of bounce that ass with a side of hell no. I mean, absolutely abhorrent. In order to police all of this crime, there is an organization known as the Judges. The most important of all the judges is our titular title character, DREDD, or as I like to call him, DREDD not right in the head, because this man is not a fan of people who break the law. He lives, eats, breathes, and sleeps criminal punishment. There's also the Dark Judges, a group of primordial alien-like beings whose physical forms resemble the judges themselves. However, the only crime they are judging you for is the crime of currently breathing. The most sadistic of all of them being Judge Death, an immortal bastard skelly who has the ability to phase his hand through your body and rip out your heart, as well as telepathically control you. Yet, with all of that said, I would still rather live in the world of DREDD than the world of... Imagine if we lived in a world where superheroes are just mass produced by some kind of corporation for mass media consumption. Oh man, that would suck, wouldn't it? In the world of the boys, there is a corporation known as Vought, who might as well just be codenamed Disney because they rule everything. All the way from news and media outlets to merchandising and theme parks, they create superheroes. Essentially, they go around the world to different families and offer them a substantial sum of cash in order to inject their little babies with a substance known as Compound V, which will cause their baby to be born with some random superpower. Usually, Vought will take these superpowered little individuals and have them be their sort of celebrities, their superhero that they go out and they do little appearances, wave at the camera, kiss babies, the whole 9 yards. But sometimes the babies are also born with horrible powers. There is one of my favorite characters in the comic. His name is Love Sauce. He is not exactly your typical glizzy enthusiast, as that name would suggest. He has the power to use his, what is the most family-friendly, non-demonetized way I can say this? His ding-a-ling does a thing, and he does it very well. Now, hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, let's say that your not-so-slim Jim isn't a prehensile monstrosity. You have the ability to possibly even go on to the the 7 and be one of Vought's premier superheroes. But the main thing we want to focus on relating to the 7 is the fact that Vought covers up every single thing that their superheroes do.
It's a conspiracy, man!
They're all just clout-chasing influencers with superpowers. It would be the worst I can imagine. Think of all the Minecraft YouTubers that are out there frequenting playgrounds. You wouldn't know shit about it. Not to mention the fact that they would be out here snatching up little Tommies and Tinas at Mach 5 speed. On top of this, the 7 is home to the worst of the worst, the star-spangled bastard himself, Homelander. This absolute narcissistic psychopath is what would happen if Superman was a narcissistic eugenicist.
I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better.
And it gets to the point where in the comic, he even starts a goddamn fucking civil war. It's not so civil when we just have tanks, bombs, and guns, and they have the ability to
Do whatever the fuck I want.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Now you've seen Power Rangers, right? If you haven't, I'm just gonna assume you look like this. It's the story of a group of teens with attitude who band together and become Mighty Morphin Rangers to fight the forces of the evil. Now a staple with this and a lot of other Sentai-like properties is that they grow to an enormous size in some sort of mecha-like robot, and they fight the horrible kaiju monsters. But there's these little things at their feet, buildings, and buildings, usually, statistically speaking, will contain people. If you hadn't noticed, you are people. And these large things stomping around are prone to crushing you. We're here to talk about the Ultramega. See, in Ultramega, this little wander over yonder looking motherfucker proceeded to go around the world to 3 people and told them,
Billy, how would you like superpowers?
The thing is, though, even though these Ultramegas are blessed with the ability to turn into gigantic versions of themselves with incredible laser powers, strength, speed, stamina, the whole 9 yards, they are, at the end of the day, entirely flesh and bone. That just means they are fluid and meat, grown to large proportions. In the first issue while they're fighting the Kaiju King. The green and red Megas fall, leaving only Purple, who swiftly has his arm ripped off and his head detached from his body, leaving all of his delicious Hawaiian punch contained within his veins to have to go somewhere. And it proceeds to flood the denizens of the city. All of these people are washed away within a river of blood. I'm talking thousands upon thousands of gallons released from this man. Now, it's not that bad, you're probably thinking. I'm a big boy. I'm a big, strong man. I'm Michael Phelps in this motherfucker. I would just swim to safety.
Shut your bitch ass!
Let me break this down for you here, pimpin'. You're not fucking Aquaman. Blood, as opposed to water, which evaporates as it dries and turns into condensation and so on and so forth, becomes harder. Fat enough to where it encases you in a rock-like tube that you are unable to peel your way out of, meaning millions upon thousands of God even knows how many people in this city were washed away in a river of blood, and those who managed to survive couldn't get away because the blood started to harden and dry and suffocate them in a rocky tomb.
But wait, there's more.
Several years after this city-shattering disaster, the Kaijus have been reduced to tiny little versions of themselves because the Megas aren't around to activate their powers, and society is two warring factions. The Megas, then there's the Kaiju clan. Now, the moment that an Ultramega regains its power, the feud starts back up over again. And that is the last and final. What is that sound? What is that? What is that? Fuck.